Charlamagne the guy.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots podcast, back for another week of brilliant idiotness.
Yes.
Heze!
Charlamagne, man.
Talk to me.
Yo, you got some real explaining to do, bro.
What I do now?
No, you got some explaining to do.
What did I do now?
Man, you just keep going viral, bro.
Who did I do it to, first of all?
I think you done did it to everybody, man.
Okay. Who?
First of all,
What is it?
there's this clip of you,
Okay.
right? Calling out politicians for seemingly forgetting all the horrible things they've said about Donald Trump the second he won the election.
Okay.
And then people have noticed that you might have said some of the same things about Donald Trump before the election, and now it seems like you're saying, let's move on. Is that true? I got a lot of people sending me this clip, bro.
Yeah, I want all of them to suck my dick.
Whoa!
From the back.
Whoa! Whoa!
Listen.
Can you explain said clip? Should we bring it up?
Yeah, let's play the clip. We don't have the clip?
We'll insert it. But go on.
I just don't understand the White House visit. Now, granted, I'm glad it's a peaceful transition of power, but what happened to the threat of democracy talk? What happened to the fascist talk? By the way, I know I've said those things about Trump as well, but I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about his political opponents like President Biden. When they say it, it holds way more weight than me. I'm just trying to figure out, how do you go from he's an existential threat to democracy to welcome back?
He was happy too. He was happy. He was smiling. He was grinning. He was cheesing. Say cheese. He was cheesing, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out how. I understand President Biden believes in political norms, but damn.
That man is happy as hell to leave. He don't care. He want to go.
You up out of here. I was gonna say it's definitely giving, inside house thing. I don't know, like it's the family is fighting inside, but then the moment that somebody from the outside come in, it's like, hold on, wait. So it's giving united front on a global stage is all I'm seeing.
It's interesting, right? Because the clip you're referring to.
Yes.
Well, first of all, let's backtrack a little bit. Donald Trump wins the election. We all know that.
Yeah.
He was in the White House this week, right? Joe Biden literally was like, welcome back, right?
Home, baby.
Okay.
Home, baby.
And
home, baby.
And even in the Vice President Kamala Harris's concession speech, she talked about how she's there to help the next administration, peaceful transfer of power, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I observed those two things. I observed not just the White House, but then the speech that President Biden gave and the speech the Vice President Kamala Harris gave. And so I asked a simple question. The question I asked was, well, what happened to all the threat of democracy talk? What happened to the talk of him being a fascist? Mm-hmm. I literally am speaking about those two people in particular. Mm-hmm. That's why I say you would think in those speeches that they gave that they would have said, hey, y'all left up America. Things are about to be a bumpy ride for y'all. But it was none of that.
So it was really just boxing.
What do you mean?
They just were promoting a fight. You know how when the fighters talk crazy shit to each other, the second the fight is over, they're hugging each other, kissing each other, taking selfies.
Well, that's the question I asked. Did they really believe those things? And when I say they, I'm talking about Vice President Kamala Harris and President Biden, because people always take clips and cut them up,
of course,
right, and take them out of context. Because I'm speaking in particular about those two individuals and the two speeches they gave. That's why if you listen to the clip. If you listen to it in its full context, I say you would think in their speeches
they would have mentioned
something about him being a threat to democracy in America. Y'all effed up, whatever.
Go. Now, I think you showed some support to the new administration. You were like, hey, we gotta.
It's support to America. He's the president of the United States.
Say that again. Say that again.
Listen, he's the president of the United States of America. It is support to America.
Remember it, Chris.
Who wants America to fail?
Remember that. Chris don't
even want America to fail.
Yeah, you do.
Chris, come on. Chris, you don't want America to fail.
I mean, what? What?
See? They can't even say it. America cannot be run by people that hate her. America cannot be run by people that hate her.
Who hates America?
You.
Come on, man. Stop it with this nonsense.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights? We're going to sing that every single day for 4 years.
Schulz brought it to my attention. Somebody did.
Chris just walked in late in Donald Trump's America.
Somebody did send me the clip that Schulz is talking about.
You were talking to the feds?
Yeah, you put me on that list already.
Got him!
You were talking to the feds about what?
Shit.
Someone stole our identity. It's a whole fucking...
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean they stole your identity?
They stole a
federal tax, like the refund check in the mail. They got it out of the mail and they built identities around it to try to cash it.
Damn, bro.
They arrested the guy.
Good.
What race?
Russian, actually.
Yo, I
That's
keep
your
telling
fault.
y'all.
No, that's your
I keep telling y'all. I keep telling y'all about them Ruskies.
Chris keep calling out them Russians. But listen,
Yeah, go back
to what we
to
were
you.
talking about. Yes.
Yeah, you were calling him a fascist, and now you're like, he's not a fascist.
Here's the
He's the
thing.
man.
Leonard McKelvey Charlamagne never called Donald Trump a fascist based off anything that any Democrat said. Leonard McKelvey Charlamagne the God never called Donald Trump a fascist based off anything I saw online. I called him a fascist based off rhetoric that was coming out of his mouth.
Oh.
It's just that simple. So
So do you still think he's a fascist? Because that's what we all got to
the
clear up.
jury's still out.
So you're basically saying, hey, if he does all those things that sounded like fascism,
absolutely.
then he's a fascist. You're hoping that he doesn't do those
I
things
do not
for the
want
good
him
of
to
America.
do any of those things. I thought I was clear on that.
But now, can the people that you were criticizing also feel the same way? Can Biden and Kamala also feel the same way? Or do you think that they're being hypocritical?
I think that they're being hypocritical.
Because
they're elected officials. It's the president of the United States of America and the vice president.
Yeah.
It's one thing when I'm.
But you're the foremost political journalist of our time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, along with me
That's why
as well.
That's why they can't stand me. Why I'm up here in a black hoodie and legacy of resilience attire with Tim's on, not even
Talk
tied
that
up.
shit.
Got a lisp.
Dirty
You know
underwear.
what I'm saying? No, underwear's clean.
Okay.
All right. But you know what I mean?
Whatever.
Right? But fuck all that. I think that when you're an elected official, president of the United States of America, vice president,
Yep.
it's a different level, don't you think?
Yep.
Like,
Okay.
when you call somebody a fascist, it means something.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, they're not making this up. They're getting this because of the rhetoric that came out of Trump's mouth. The Joint Chief of Staff said that he feels like Donald Trump is a fascist.
Yeah.
My whole thing was, it's a very hard switch to go from that on a Monday to welcome back to the White House on a Wednesday.
You got to get in line with Daddy Home.
So I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Was it real or was it just for politics? Did you...
Was it real for you?
Yeah. Because I'm basing it off the things that came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So I asked a simple question. Did you really believe it or was it just politics? I'm not the politician.
Now, what I would tell you, Charlamagne, is it's just politics. They don't give a fuck. You
It's
saw
just
Biden and Trump chumming it up in
politics
office.
if he doesn't do it.
Even if he does do it, it's just politics.
No.
They don't care. None of these motherfuckers care. They all go out to drinks at the same
Well,
restaurants.
we don't want Trump
They
to
don't
prove
care.
them right.
Say again?
Trump should not want to prove his political opponents right.
Let me tell you something.
This is actually my piece. I did the Daily Show. This probably be out Friday morning. So I did Daily Show last night.
Yeah.
This is my piece on the Daily Show. Trump, prove all your political opponents wrong.
Everybody who said these horrible things about you, prove them wrong.
Prove them wrong. Even though you said things that caused people to say these things, right? You said things that people be like, yo, that's fascism. You said things that
Gaslight them.
What do you mean?
Like, you said one thing to them, but then do the
Do
complete
another.
opposite. Yeah.
Why would you want to prove them right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Why would you want to lock up your political
Dang,
opponents?
that's fire.
Why would you
got to
wanna-
lock up a couple.
No.
Come on.
Why would you want to lock up journalists? Why would you want to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election?
What I would say is whatever you do, do not run for a third term.
This guy. By the way, that's how it starts.
Whatever you do,
That's how it starts.
Listen, whatever you do, do not run for a third term.
That's unpatriotic, Schulz.
Say again?
You guys think this shit is a joke. It's not a fucking...
What you gonna do now?
Chris, relax, Chris. Chris, don't let your blood pressure go crazy.
Yo.
Nah, but I'm with you. Listen, Chris, I'm with you, but let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best.
We don't want fascism in
We
America.
don't want fascism.
We don't want Donald Trump
Well,
to
you know, Matt, what's the guy's name? Matt Gaetz?
Yeah.
That's a good,
Solid pick.
solid pick.
Good eyebrows, too.
General,
My man got
like,
good eyebrows.
But hold on, Chris.
Real unifying pick, not partisan. Like,
Yeah.
that's really strong signals that this is going to work out well.
But hold on, is that fascism or just bad politics? I think it's just bad politics.
Yeah, that's not fascism.
That's bad
If I
politics.
was a fascist and I wanted to appoint
Oh, now you're reaching though. Now you're reaching. Dawson.
Right at the top of the list. So.
Why? Just because of loyalty?
He's a fucking guy who's up being investigated for having sex with a 17-year-old, sharing videos on the floor. He's under all sorts of investigations, and now he's your top lawmaker in the land.
Did he have sex with a 17-year-old though? Because I think we really need to figure that one out. Why is that taking so long to figure out?
Oh, the investigation's over because he resigned.
And then
you know
took
what's so
this
crazy?
position?
It was supposed to come out 2 days from now.
But you don't stop an investigation for something that is a felony.
Well, if it's
It's congressional investigation.
But why don't they do a regular criminal investigation?
no, I welcome it.
But why isn't it's not about welcome or not? Like if somebody
I don't
murders
know
somebody,
the-
you investigate
I don't know
it.
the
Let's pull it
particulars
up.
if this was like a congressional thing, if it was outside of Congress. But my understanding is when he
Seems
stepped
peculiar
down-
there's not a criminal investigation. Very, very peculiar, don't you think?
I don't know.
See, y'all need to look shit up before you criticize. That's the thing.
This has been going on for years, though. Hold on. What happens to the Gaetz House Ethics Report? Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida resigned from Congress late Wednesday, hours after President-elect Trump nominated him for U.S. Attorney General, and days before a long-awaited House Ethics Report was reportedly to be released about him. Earlier Wednesday, after news broke that Gaetz was chosen for the Trump cabinet, House Ethics Committee Chair Representative Michael Guest told reporters that their investigation, which had reportedly centered around allegations Gaetz engaged in sexual misconduct with a minor and illicit drug use, would end if Gaetz were to step down from Congress. Gaetz has denied those misconduct allegations. This changes nothing, Guest said in the Capitol, referring to Gaetz' nomination. I've been asked, does this call for us to expedite our investigation? Once the investigation is complete, then a report will be issued, Guest said, assuming that at the time that Mr. Gaetz is still a member of Congress. If Mr. Gaetz were to resign because he is taking a position with the administration as the Attorney General, then the Ethics Committee loses jurisdiction at that point. Once we lose jurisdiction, there would not be a report that would be issued. That's not unique to this case.
Still, if it's a criminal case, it should be tried criminally. I mean, I don't know why you guys aren't agreeing with me on this.
No,
if
no, I'm
somebody
with you.
broke
Yeah,
a law,
yeah, I'm with
you
you.
should have a criminal investigation into it. Like if he's
it might be-
accused of having sex with an underage girl, I'm sorry, throw the book at that motherfucker. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
It's accused. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Throw the book, make an investigation, make a
Well, you
criminal
gotta
investigation.
see if he's guilty first.
That's what an
Oh,
investigation
no, okay,
does.
yeah, okay, so he did. Matt Gaetz once faced a sex trafficking investigation by the Justice Department he could now lead. So there was an investigation. President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, Rep. Matt Gaetz of Florida, was once embroiled in a sex trafficking investigation by the Justice Department. He's tapped the lead and has been under scrutiny by the House Ethics Committee over allegations including sexual misconduct. That probe ended Wednesday. What does it say about, okay, Gaetz had vehemently denied any wrongdoing and said last year that the Justice Department's investigation into sex trafficking allegations involving underage girls had ended with no federal charges against him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Perfect guy. Perfect guy to be the top.
he might not be perfect, but you can't put that label on him if they did the. Listen, if we're going to sit here and say MJ's innocent because the CIA investigator didn't find nothing,
That's true.
then we got to say that Matt Gaetz is innocent despite his eyebrows. His eyebrows do look villainous. I'm not gonna lie. If you look at those brows, there's an arch on them.
Here's the thing, and I really mean this about this. I'm not about to do this for the next 4 years.
Thank you, bro.
There's either going to be, no, listen, hold on,
Man,
let me
what?
finish.
What?
There's either going to be a bunch of people who are proven right,
Yeah.
or there's going to be a bunch of people who are proven wrong. It's really that simple. And you don't have to, it's not going to take long, right? Hey, I'm hoping for the best.
Chris.
I'm hoping for the best. That's all I can say.
Chris,
So-
can't you hope for the best, Chris?
Chris, you got to hope for the best.
I always hope for the best.
Yeah, you got to hope
And
for
the way I try to ensure the best takes place is speaking out when I see people taking things in the wrrong direction.
Yeah.
That's all that's happened. If
But
he-
we should do that. Sorry.
And I'm look, I don't, one of the reasons I don't even like talking about it is I feel like I'm just saying the same shit I've been saying for 8 years. Like, this is my position. This is my take on the situation.
So-
There's nothing that's happened that would change me if he had nominated a bunch of people for these various positions that signaled he really was trying to be a unifier.
Yeah.
I would respond to that.
So here's my.
It's not happening. It's not going to happen.
Here's my thing. I didn't suspect that he was going to nominate a bunch of people to be a unifier. I didn't think that that's what. I think that they're trying to make major change, and you're not going to make major change by hiring people that were part of the quote unquote, let's call problem or the establishment that they're trying to change. Now, I'm not saying that every single one of these picks is good. I'm not going to pretend like I know enough.
I don't
to
even know.
Exactly. 100%. But what I will say is that there are certain people that fall in love with the man, and there are certain people that fall in love with the country, and they have ideas about what would make the country better. And if that man supports those ideas, then they get the support. I think that is the way that we should look at politics so we maintain our mental health, right? Is, hey, what are the things you want to see change in America? Which candidate is at least telling you that they're going to make those changes? You vote for them. Once we fall in love with a guy and then we just forgive him no matter what he does, then we lose sight on what democracy is.
Totally agree.
You still got to hold the guy accountable.
But that's the problem with most Trump supporters, though. There's a code of personality.
I don't want to say most, but that is the problem, I think, with a lot of just political tribalism.
That's why they get mad at me. First of all, I've never said I was a Democrat.
Yo, you giving them so much, so why don't they appreciate you? Why
Which
don't
one?
Republicans appreciate you?
Which side?
No, but I'm just saying, why don't Trump supporters appreciate you? Giving them so much. Talk about the gifts you've given them, bro. For real. So, what about the most successful campaign ad in history?
Oh my!
Why
God.
are they not kissing your feet? Why are they not saying thank you, Charlamagne the God?
You know what I was thinking about that commercial?
Talk to me.
How did Trump's team figure out how to use my voice better than Kamala's team?
Charlamagne.
Like seriously, I want you to just sit back and think about this.
Yeah.
How did they figure out? Because I was reading about that art. I was reading about that in the New York Times, and Bill Clinton had been telling Kamala's team, like, y'all have to do something to combat these ads. And for whatever reason, they chose not to. Now, the vice president did call into Breakfast Club, and I asked her about it, right? Because we were supposed to talk about it during the first conversation, but I mean, at the time, I guess it was just kind of really bubbling, so you didn't really know where it was going to go.
That shit was popping, bro.
Trump has been running these ads with myself and Envy in them, these anti-trans ads, without our permission. How do we combat that?
Can we?
Well, yes. I mean, look, truth is always going to prevail over the misinformation and the lies, but it takes work, right? And so having this conversation right now, so all your listeners know, but there is a lot of misinformation and disinformation because they don't actually want to talk about the truth because their truth is a failing truth. And so, yeah, we got to keep reminding folks of the reality, which is I am blessed and honored to have your support and the support of so many communities and individuals who are, their names are known and some names, you know, your listeners may not know, but they are leaders in their community.
The first time I saw the commercial is how I ended up in the commercial. And we've had this discussion here on Brilliant Natives because I saw the commercial and I said, that's an effective ad.
Bro, you were the most effective political commentator for both sides of this election. That's history. That is history. Never before have one political commentator been equally helpful for both candidates. That is impressive, my boy.
You know how I would have combated that anti-trans ad?
What would you have said?
I would have ran the same exact ad, just replaced Donald Trump.
What is that?
I would have replaced Kamala with Donald Trump. It would have started off and said, Donald Trump wants to use your taxpaying dollars for gender reassignment surgery because it was a piece of legislation under Trump as well.
Oh, wow.
I would have ran the same commercial saying the same thing.
Wow.
You could have used me again because I said that as well, right? And put it exactly where Donald Trump put it. Because it wasn't just the commercial, it was where he placed it.
Where'd he place it?
During the World Series, during college football games, during NFL games.
And why are you not getting praise enough for this? It actually breaks my heart when they're like Republicans or conservatives, they'll reach out to me and they'll be like, look at your boy, look what your boy said. He's saying he's a fascist. Right. But they never hit me up and be like, yo, your boy won the election for us. They never reach out. They never say, yo, Charlamagne, the guy really held us down.
You know what else I would have did if I was Kamala's team?
What would you have done?
I would have took Joe Rogan saying that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Existential threat to democracy.
Almost.
And I would existential threat to democracy. Yeah. And I would have played that. Ooh. And guess what else would have been in that same commercial? Joe Rogan praising Kamala after the debate.
Oh, wow. So why don't they just listen to you? Why don't they just take your ideas?
Because I got a lisp and I wear hoodies. That's all. Like, yo, some of this stuff is just straight strategy. Like, some of this shit, you know what this, no, let's be clear. You know what this shit is?
What?
It's trolling.
It is trolling.
So call the fucking master trolls.
It is trolling.
Call the people who have been sitting back for years manipulating the internet, whether people know it or not. Like,
there are little wars Charlamagne's been fighting that people don't even know that he's fighting. They might come out years from now. There are people right now sitting in stitches and fits and have no fucking clue why they're so upset, why they feel these things. And it's really Charlamagne just pulling the strings. Why would you not go to him and ask for advice? It's hubris. They think they're the best. They think they know better.
Those two commercials, I would have literally ran the same ad. Yep. I would have just said Donald Trump instead of, because same verbiage and everything. Yep. I would have ran the same exact ad.
Yep.
And then I would have had Joe Rogan in commercials running nonstop, talking about how good Kamala did at the debate and how Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
She did do fantastic at the debate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think that was the peak of the campaign.
I don't disagree with you. I think they didn't know where to take it after that.
I think they were terrified of losing after that. They're like, I think we got it. And every move after that was, let's just secure this.
Man, it's so funny that at some point I really would probably want to work on a campaign just for the strategy aspect. You know, I love strategy. I love doing shit like this, right?
Yeah.
After the debate is when you take her and she does her whole podcast
go
tour.
Crazy.
Because you just saw her unscripted, going back at Trump. Like, who are you afraid of after you did
Nobody.
That to Trump?
And then what was the second best moment after that?
After the debate?
Brett Baier, probably.
Yeah, because she was that's really her. Like, she wasn't. She's her best when she's angry.
He's saying she went into a prevent defense. Basically.
She went to prevent defense.
That's right.
Like, there were the best moments of the interview you did with her was when you gave her pushback on things, and then she responded in the moment. She didn't go back to a scripted thing.
Yeah.
You gave her pushback. She wasn't expecting pushback, and then she had a real response.
Yeah.
But whatever. They think that they know better than everybody, and by they, this is most people in every industry that they're in. It's very hard for them to take outside information. And when you do that, sometimes you mess up. Now, I will say this. I think Trump was already going to win in a landslide. And I think that the media, which everybody's behaving as if they don't have power, the mainstream media, whatever you want to call it, legacy media, they have so much power still that they convinced us that Kamala might win or was going to win. So they do have tons of power. But a lot of people are going, hey, it was all the bro podcasts that Trump went on. If I'm being honest, and it'd be very flattering to think that, like, oh yeah, you come on the pod, it's going to change the election. If I'm being honest, I don't think that it really changed that much. I think that Trump was going to win in a landslide no matter what.
No, you're wrong.
You really think that?
Yeah, because
it was so dominant though. He won every swing state.
Yeah, I've seen. Actually, when you look at it, the election was a lot closer than people think. I think Trump won by like 3 million. He won the popular vote by like 3 million votes or something like that. But the two things we're not factoring in. Donald Trump has been campaigning for almost a decade now. And Donald Trump did something in 2016 that he did something in 2024. He just did it differently. 2016, he tapped into an audience that nobody was fucking with, which was poor white people.
Well, there was one other person fucking with him.
Who?
A gentleman by the name of Bernie Sanders.
Oh yeah. But I would say Bernie was more talking to working class white people in rural areas. Trump was talking to poor white people in rural areas.
Well, I want you to finish your point because I want to bring something else up. But go.
So Trump in 2016 tapped into poor white people in rural areas. Nobody ever spoke directly to them, energized them. I know those people. That's where I come from. Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Those are the type of white people I grew up around.
Yeah.
I know what he tapped into. 2024, he took another risk. He rolled the dice on a demographic that people say doesn't vote, which is young males, in particular young white males. And he tapped right into them with the manosphere, and they came out.
Now,
they came out.
I think you're right about this. I want to go back to 2016 because if we try to analyze like what happened or what changed in the Democratic Party, I think it all happens around 2016. I read an interesting article about this. Okay. 2016, Trump taps into, as you said, the poor whites or the working class whites, right? They're not being spoken to. At the same time, some obscure senator from Maine named Bernie Sanders, Vermont, same thing, comes in and he starts tapping into a similar group, let's say. Massive success. Now, not only does he tap into these like disenfranchised workers, he's also getting people in big cities like myself to be very excited about him, because it feels like for the first time in my life, there's a politician who doesn't even want to win. He just wants to help. Like he's almost like reluctantly running. He's like, this is the right thing to do. And he's so genuine and authentic. I'm like, holy shit, I fucking love this guy. Rogan has started to love him. I think you expressed a lot of
I got put on
interest
to
in
him because of Killer Mike.
Because Killer Mike, that's right.
If I'm being
That's
honest,
right,
Bernie Sanders was actually probably, I mean, don't get me wrong, we were already interviewing politicians on Breakfast Club, but I remember
he was one of the big
somebody
big
who worked for Bernie called my phone one day and said, hey, I want you to come host this town hall at the Apollo with Bernie Sanders. I'm like, why? I literally said, why? Why you want me to come host it? I never did no shit like that. And so it was me, Bernie Sanders, Nina Turner, Erica Garner, God bless the dead, and Harry Belafonte. And that's when I met Tesla and Figueroa. But Killer Mike is who introduced me to Bernie.
So Bernie comes in, and this message is powerful. It's so powerful that it actually fractures the Democratic Party. The traditional Democratic Party starts freaking out. We're talking about the Hillary Clintons. We're talking about the Schumers. We're talking about the Pelosi's.
The people who aren't progressive.
The people who aren't progressive, the people who are controlling that party, right? They start going, what the fuck is happening over here? Are we about to lose an election to this offshoot that we do not agree with? He is not in the hands of Big Pharma. He's not in the hands of, what are the other lobbyists for the Dems? The big billionaires that donate all this money to
corporate
Democratic
donors.
Party, corporate interests. He is not tied to any of that shit. And we are tied to it in a major way. And we need to make sure that they get what they have paid for. In an effort to thwart this incoming successful campaign, they label Bernie and his supporters as Bernie bros. Remember this? Articles start coming out about how Bernie bros are sexist. Articles start coming out how Bernie bros are racist. Kind of similar to what's happening with the Manosphere pods. Once again, it's the same messaging. Oh, the Trump's Manosphere pods have a problem. They're all sexist. They're all racist, blah, blah, blah. They label the Bernie bros as sexist and racist. They alienate those working class people. And after alienating them, the only constituents that they really have left outside of like the Ivy Leaguers and the billionaires and the corporations are the marginalized groups in America. So now they have to lean into the marginalized groups. They have to agree with everything they say. Trans this, Latinx that. They're leaning into all these things that oftentimes these marginalized groups don't even relate to. Like no Spanish person I've ever met in my life has called themselves Latinx.
Never.
But because of the intersectionality of these oppressed groups, they're all supporting each other's oppression. The Democratic Party, the traditionalists, have wrapped themselves around this oppressive group, these group of oppressive people, and they have to appease whatever their demands are. And now they are beholden to them. They lose the working class, and they're fucking toast. So now they can't push back on any of like the kind of weird things that are happening when the Democratic Party.
And a lot of that shit gets labeled progressive when it's not.
It's just weird.
Bernie's like, I'm not talking about that. Bernie's just like, I'm talking about free healthcare.
Working class people, free education, free whatever. But in an effort to maintain power, they basically made Bernie's fans radioactive. They stole the election from him, and they completely abandoned the working class. And if you look at what happened this election, you see that come to fruition fully.
I agree with that take, and I'll tell you another thing that I agree with. You know what happened in 2016? The end of the Obama era, bro. See,
that's crazy to even say, bro.
It's the truth. When you have a generational talent like President Barack Obama, who puts the bar up here, nobody can get to that. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody looks inferior.
Not every player's a coach.
That's what I'm saying.
Not every player's a coach.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that Barack set a bar that's so high, and it's almost like unfair to all politicians, not even just Democrats, to all politicians to keep comparing them to Barack Obama. You just got to go find your lane and who you speak to and focus on that. That's why, you know, if you watched, Chris was there when we did the broadcast from Howard University the night of the election. One of the things I asked, I said, is big tent politics dead? Like I asked Andrew Gillum and Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye that because big tent politics is bringing in all of these different factions, trying to appease to a bunch of different people to create this rainbow, you know, coalition. I don't think that works anymore. I think you either have to talk to one niche group or you just have to talk to one niche issue. And if that one niche issue was in this election, you had two. You had the economy and you had immigration, which all really is about the economy.
I think there's one more.
What's the other one?
It's just and I think what
Safety?
the messaging they're using right now is common sense.
Well, yeah, but to me, those are common sense issues. What about saying all the-
Common sense, I mean, just like the Dems, because they have to
like men can't have babies.
Exactly.
Got you.
But because Dems are beholden to these oppressed, marginalized groups, they can't use common sense because sometimes the most extreme rhetoric that comes out of those groups is not common sense, but they're so terrified of hurting their feelings and losing their support that they just go, yeah, of course men can have babies.
Yeah.
Right? They just can't be. And I think that this election, in a large part, was a referendum on the lack of common sense on the left.
You know what lack of common sense is to me? Not talking to the majority minority. And you know who the majority minority is in America? Who? Poor people. The majority minority in America is people who can't motherfucking pay their bills. The majority minority in America is people who getting evicted, who trying to figure out how they're gonna pay their rent. The first is in a few weeks. Motherfuckers, I'm literally just talking to somebody right now and they're thinking like, damn, I want to come home for Thanksgiving because they're overseas, but I can't afford to because after Thanksgiving is the first. So that's the type of decisions.
Well, they are talking to them. They're just not, the message isn't being heard.
What are your thoughts, Chris,
true.
about what I just posited about the fracture in the Democratic Party?
I think it's real, but I think it's also like, if you're a poor American, really any American, but let's say you are a poor American, what should be the number one issue to you right now?
The money.
Okay, let's say healthcare, right?
But that's still money, Chris.
No, I actually think it's money before healthcare, Chris, just because your health is an existential concern. Your food is a real, exactly.
Anything you mention, Chris, comes back to money.
I think money comes first.
Education, money.
I'm just saying, like, the Democrats promote universal health care. They want that, or they want to support Obamacare.
Affordable health care.
Now they're talking about rolling it back so that if you have pre-existing conditions, you're not going to be, like, this affects so many more people than.
But why didn't they do it the 4 years Biden was in? That's what people are thinking. They're going, you keep telling.
They tried because you can't get it through Congress.
Well, then be better.
Well, okay, better, it might be the answer to everything then. But what I'm saying is, if you're really talking about common sense, what affects you as a working class American, that's the bigger issue than any of the pronoun issues or the trans issues. But if
you don't do it, right? If you had 4 years and don't do it, and you're about to have another 4 years where you don't control the Senate or the House, then you're going to continue to not do it. You can't blame people who go, you don't really care about me. I'm going to try these other guys because they can't do any worse than you.
Yeah, I don't want to be broke.
They can do worse.
And Chris, I also don't want to be broke and annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, don't be, I'm already broke and now you fucking with me about some pronoun shit?
Yeah, like.
Can they put some money in my pocket? Can they put some money in my pocket, Chris?
This is the problem with Democrats, and I'm going to be honest right now. The problem with this, you can be weird and you can be accepting, and you can be, okay, let me start that over. This is the problem with Democrats. You can be weird or you can be pretentious, but you can't be both. And Democrats are weird and pretentious, right? Like a good example, we were talking about this on Flagrant. Remember that stupid haircut I had?
Sure.
You remember where I shaved the sides?
Oh, yeah.
Which one? You've had a few.
Yeah, but the stupidest one. The one where I basically, it was like a bowl cut. Yeah.
But it's for a roll.
Right. If somebody came up to me like, why do you have the haircut? And I was like, what, do you not understand fashion? Do you not understand luxury? What the fuck? What are you, a Nazi? Like, how dare you judge his haircut? People would be like, shut the fuck up, bro. You got a weird fucking haircut. Stop acting like, and that's Democrats. But if somebody came up to me and they're like, what's up with that haircut? And I go, I know it's kind of odd. It's just a fucking weird thing. I was trolling people and like people really annoyed about it. So I just doubled down. Then immediately those people go, oh, I get it. That's kind of fine. If you disagree with Democrat rhetoric, some of it, not all of it, some of the rhetoric, the extreme rhetoric, the reaction is, what are you, a Nazi? What are you, hateful? What are you, a bigot?
Well, we've been doing that to each other, but see, that's...
I'm not saying Republicans don't do it. I'm just saying that this is the reaction. What you have to do is when you have some things that aren't really common sense, Latinx, when you have some things that are just...
They sacrificed it all at the altar of identity.
But why aren't you listening to Latinos? Latinos were the main people saying don't use Latinx.
Because they don't care.
You even keep saying Latinx. I never even heard that term.
I know. It's just the whole thing. Like, for example, remember when there was like these stories of like the drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Yes.
And if a dad or mom goes, why are there drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Don't call me homophobic,
transphobic,
because of that shit.
Explain that shit. It's weird. It's not like we ain't all go to kindergarten.
And maybe this makes me pretentious. Maybe it makes me elitist. I just don't think it really... Look, I just talk...
No, Chris, I want you to finish what you're about to say. You don't think it what?
Impacts people's lives in a real way.
But it impacted the election.
Okay.
Even if it don't impact your life, it impacted the election.
This is the biggest cop-out. This is the biggest cop-out. No, I'm telling you it is, because when you say it doesn't impact people's lives... Oh. May I finish?
It doesn't.
May I finish?
Yeah.
You just double down. What you're telling me, this is the messaging I get, right?
Right.
I'm telling you, this is a deal to me. And what you're telling me is that I'm weird. This is the pretentiousness that is so baked into Democratic politics that drives people crazy. I'm telling you, hey, I don't understand this and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And you're going, no one really cares about this. This is not a big deal. Right. What does you care about this?
It's like shut up and dribble.
Shut your mouth and dribble.
What you mean?
And
because I'm asking questions?
And the second you do that to the majority of the country, which is what you're doing, they start going, man, fuck these guys. Trump, fix this whole shit. These motherfuckers went too far. I can't even ask a question. When I do, they act like I'm stupid.
I don't think Schulz is wrong, Chris. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong either.
First of all, I'm having a conversation. I'm not using that fucking voice when I have it.
He's not talking about you, Chris.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that what you're saying
Chris is fragile.
I know.
Chris is fragile. Chris is going to be okay.
Yeah. See, it's annoying. It's annoying when people act pretentious, huh?
Chris, you can't do this for 4 years. You're not gonna make it, bro.
I'm telling you, get on board.
Stress yourself out, man.
Get on board.
No, we're not getting on board.
Wait, what?
Listen, just we're all Americans. We want what's best for America. Now, I like these conversations because guess what? There is a midterm in 2 years. Then there's another presidential election in 4 years. Maybe if he does the right thing.
Can I throw a real quick? Let me throw a real quick idea. Wait, Chris. Real quick. If we get rid of term limits, bring Barack in for the third term.
No.
Now we talking.
No, I want the Constitution to keep doing what it's been doing. I want people to respect the Constitution.
Respect the Constitution. There's no third term. I 100% agree. 100%. Miles, look at me. Get me on. There you go.
But Chris, you said something earlier, and I just was saying, it may not impact people. I agree with you. I don't think that issue impacts people's life like that, right? But it impacts an election. And
I'm speaking to the people who let that impact them, and I'm saying focus on something else.
You should say that to the politicians.
How pretentious is that? How unbearably pretentious is that?
Listen.
Somebody's knocking on your ceiling, right? Yeah. You live on the third floor. The fourth floor person is tap dancing on your ceiling, and then you go, "Hey, man, that's a little bit bothersome." And they go, "It's not a big deal to most people. Just get over it." Most people don't really care.
But you know what's so crazy, Schulz?
They care.
I think we're forgetting what wins elections, Chris. It's always these one or two things. Like, remember when they said they tried to say George Bush had a DUI from the 70s one year? It's always like one or two things.
There was a man beating up women in the Olympics and won a gold medal. And when people were like...
It wasn't a man.
No, they just came out as a man. It was approved.
No.
They just came out as a man. It was approved. 100%. Internal testes, no menstrual cycle, XY chromosomes. It just the testing just came out.
Said it was XY chromosome.
No, they didn't. They weren't sure, and they called everybody transphobic for even assuming that it was. And then they also questioned like the Russian authorities for releasing some tests and that they're trying to game the Olympics. And then I'm
gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that shit.
All right,
because
fine.
what we have learned is talking about those micro issues has caused macro problems.
Exactly.
What you mean exactly? We're talking about Democrats.
He don't see it. He don't see it. He don't see it. They gonna keep losing. They gonna keep losing until they realize this.
By the way,
shit.
Chris, we've had this conversation off air a million times.
This is the conversation I have at every Thanksgiving and Christmas. Everyone in my family is working class, votes for Trump, MAGA, all that shit.
Oh, hell
that's what
yeah.
he's worried about. He's great.
Hell yeah.
I'm saying this is
did you feel the power when he said it? That shit. That felt liberating when you just said that shit, didn't it?
Say to all those people that I say
Chris.
to my own relatives.
What?
There's a line from Shakespeare: "Thou doth protest too much."
Ooh!
You guys are awfully worked up. Shit.
So you see what he just did?
Nah, I disagree.
No, hold on.
Nah,
Charlamagne. You see what he just did? He said,
He calls us all Fraggle Mags.
call us a Fraggle maggot. Yo, this is the pretentiousness of the Democratic Party. If you disagree with me, you're gay.
Nah, I disagree
He
with that.
said, if you disagree with me, you're gay.
I've told you this, Chris. I'm pretty sure I told you, Schulz.
7 swing states.
When we go,
Mopped up.
That's true.
Mopped up, my boy. Keep that condescension going.
When we go to my daughter's a competitive cheerleader. I'll never forget this conversation as long as I live. My daughter's a competitive cheerleader, so we always end up in these obscure places all around the country, mostly in Jersey. We end up in Atlantic City a lot. I like Atlantic City. I like going to Oceans. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a cool spot. You go out there, have some fun, right? Like it's a cool place to have some adult fun with the kids go with. So we're at dinner. The kids are at one table, all the adults are at another table. It is the most diverse table. We look like the fucking United Nations. It's like me and my wife, a black couple. It's an Indian couple. It's a Muslim couple. It's white couples. It's Jewish couples. Like we're just all sitting there eating, drinking, whatever. And somebody gets on the topic of furries. And how furries.
99% of furries are Democrats, guaranteed.
But then furries turned
There's
into...
not one single Republican furry.
But then furries turned into a whole conversation about just gender identity and everything else. Chris, every single person at the table does not understand it. They think it's strange.
That's cool.
It's not nobody being transphobic.
That's cool.
They just don't understand. They want to know why is this just being pushed on kids. Like they want to know. Like they're trying to figure out. They don't want the teachers talking to their kids about it. Like
hey,
this
so
is
if a
just
furry,
parents talking.
imagine we were saying that about furries, and then furries was like, you know what it sounds like while they're sitting in they got a lion costume on, right? And they're looking at you and be like, thou doth protest too much. Sounds like you want to be a furry. Sounds like you want to dress up as a squirrel. No, I don't. You're just a grown-ass man dressed as a possum walking around a fucking casino. That's weird.
But Chris and Schulz, y'all forgetting one thing about this conversation. I said it was parents at the table. You know who got the biggest issue with this shit? The women. So are they Fraggle maggots?
Because we've been telling them for years, stop being furry down there. Now all of a sudden, furries is it.
All I'm simply saying is we spend too much time talking about micros and not enough time talking about macros.
Well, micros might be macro to us.
They are during an election. But Chris, we're talking about the Democrats, though.
So here's the thing. To me, it's not about a single issue. It's not about furries. It's not about pronouns. It's not about whatever. All these issues are indicative of a greater cultural shift that lacks common sense for people. Here's what I'm trying to say. Most of us don't really have corporate jobs here. I mean, I guess you guys do work for a corporation, but
definitely have a corporate
you
job.
get to do whatever the fuck you guys want. The average person that just walks in, they're doing sales at iHeart or whatever, they're walking around and they're going, okay, should I start with my pronouns today? Can I make this joke around these people? Am I allowed to wear these shoes? Are these shoes considered racist? Like, what is going on? Am I culturally appropriating if I get cornrows? Like, what the fuck?
I just taught a class at a major university where I'm supposed to give my pronouns at the start of the class. You know what I did?
What?
I said, my name's Chris Morrow. I don't say he, she.
So you said, fuck him.
I said, fuck it. It's goofy. I know it's goofy.
So, Chris, why are you mad at me? You're proving Andrew's point.
I just handled it in 1 second. I just said Chris Morrow and I kept it moving.
But yeah, but you didn't get challenged. What if one of those little motherfuckers would have been like, excuse me.
Yeah.
What is your pronoun?
I'd be like, I don't think it's important for me to share that.
Talk that shit,
can I not say I'm
MAGA.
Disagreeing with
Talk
it.
that shit,
It's
MAGA.
not a big fucking issue.
My point is this.
I got
is that-
protested at Harvard for that shit, Joe. I got protested at
And
Harvard.
now what's
You know
happened to
the
Harvard?
story.
Now-
I went to Harvard, and they was like, Charlamagne, these kids think you're transphobic, you're homophobic. I'm like, why? Let's have a discussion about it. I'm
Yup.
like, let's not run from it. Let's
Yeah.
not just let them be mad.
Yup.
They can come in. I'm
Yup.
a big boy. I can take the heat. Until we sit down and have the conversation.
And then what
So
happened?
why I want to, you know what? By the way, that was like 8 years ago. I want to know where all them little motherfuckers are now.
Where are they?
So I go.
They working for
I go, why
Pfizer.
am I transphobic and homophobic? One kid stands up and goes, because you said, how come people can understand Caitlyn Jenner but don't understand Rachel Dolezal? Right? Because if you remember, it was a back-to-back weeks. Caitlyn was 1 week, then Rachel Dolezal came out the next week. All I simply said was, hey, if Caitlyn says she identifies as a woman and Rachel saying she identifies as black, why shit on Rachel?
Gender and race are both social constructs.
To me, that's what I would think. Like, that's common sense. Guess what the second thing was? Okay, so that was transphobic. Why am I homophobic? Because you was interviewing Young M.A. and you said to Young M.A., hey, shorty give you head and she deep throat. But how? And so Young M.A. said, with a strap on. And you said, isn't that like getting a tattoo on a fake arm and acting like it hurts? So that makes me homophobic and transphobic?
No, it makes you have common sense.
I'm just asking some questions here.
Do you see? And that's why Uncle Donnie T is about to take their endowments. Bye. Bye, Harvard. Bye. Bye, Uncle Donnie T is about to take that endowment so you could stop teaching these nonsense shit bull. They stop destroying these Ivy League
And this was before
institutions.
Trump.
And now,
This was like 7-8 years ago.
snatch
Maybe
endowments.
longer.
Snatch your endowments. Snatch your. You bet your daddy better be able to make a library. Your daddy better be able to build a library for you to go to that fucking school. My point is, Chris, you can't be weird and pretentious. Nobody wants to be talked down to by a
Right.
furry. Okay?
Nobody wants to be talked down to.
Nobody wants to be talked down to at all.
That's right.
But if you're a normal person, you could talk down to me. If you're just being normal and I'm being abnormal and you talk down to me, I go, all right, I kind of get it.
A normal person wouldn't talk down to you, though.
Oh, let me say it like this. Let's say we're all behaving at a restaurant and then somebody's just acting like an asshole at a restaurant. If somebody goes, why are you behaving like this? We're all at a restaurant trying to have a good dinner and you're here acting a fool. I might be upset, but you got a point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm acting like an asshole and you're acting normal.
Yeah.
But if you are the furry at a restaurant talking down to me, fuck out of here.
By the
bro.
way, and they're still doing it now. I'm watching people every day, just every single thing that comes out from the Trump administration. It's just like they're just so up in arms about this. It's like, yo, as I said earlier, there's going to be some people who are completely right, and there's going to be some people who are completely wrong. Let's let it play out because we are here now. We're here now.
All these little micro things that we're talking about, we can agree are micro, but it is the overall sentiment that there are hundreds of little micro things that we disagree with, naturally, that the majority of people disagree with, but we feel afraid to talk about, that is exhausting to the average person. And they're just like, we need to change this shit. I'm over it. I'm done. That is the sentiment of the average person. While we agree they are micro things, but it is the overall sentiment that these micro things are dominating the cultural conversation and people feel exhausted.
How come we don't give corporate America more shit? And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by
Talk that shit.
Corporate America, the entertainment industry, Hollywood, like any industry, right?
Flip-flopping nonstop.
Because there was a time when all of these conversations first started happening. If we could just actually talk through these things without fear of any consequences, we would have got somewhere a lot farther. But because corporate America would react so swiftly, because Hollywood, entertainment, any industry would react swiftly, you get fined, you get fired, like all of this shit, cancel culture. Like soon as you make you say the wrong pronoun or you say the wrong thing, immediately people are on your head. If those entities would have did what they're doing now, which is shutting the fuck up, right? And letting people work things out, we would have been past this a long motherfucking time ago. Now I feel like corporate America realizes the mistake they made. Because I feel like, damn, We let go of so many good people. We canceled. We fell victim to so much cancel culture, and we buckled for a lot of things we probably didn't have to buckle to. Am I wrong, Chris?
No.
I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I hope that we don't make the same mistakes that we made back in 2016, because another thing that happened in 2016, Trump won, and it was an immediate reaction from everybody. I feel like people felt like since Trump won and they couldn't keep him out the White House, they punished everybody else.
But now I feel like the honest reaction from the majority of people is this is a cultural reset that we need about all these little micro things. The macro things might end up being horrendous. Geopolitics might be horrendous.
The economy might
be horrendous.
That's what I'm telling Chris.
But
is he not saying? What did I tell you last week?
But
yes.
what I'm agreeing.
Yes.
There might be. We don't know if it will or won't, but it might be. But the average American is feeling right now, we need a reset from all these little micro things. It's enough.
Okay.
There's no more fucking common sense.
So now let's talk about those macros you mentioned.
Yeah, let's talk about
the
that
macros.
Yeah.
And you said the right thing, Schulz.
Talk to me.
It will or it might not be.
Let's hope
I'm hoping for the best.
Let's
for the
hope for the
economy.
best.
I'm hoping for
Me
the best
too.
when it comes to geopolitical politics. I'm hoping for the best when it comes to all of that stuff. Guess what? There's going to be a side who's right about that.
And there's going to be a side that's
who's wrong. The micro shit, the weird shit,
we need that
y'all lost
here.
that, but they lost that.
It's
you
over.
lost. It
it's
cost
over.
you a fucking election.
It cost you an election. Maybe two.
It cost you an election.
Maybe two. Maybe
two.
Maybe three. May cost you term limits. Maybe.
But these macros, because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you the good thing about these macros.
Yeah.
To that point you just made, Donald Trump has control of all three branches of government right now.
Mm-hmm.
All three. Mm-hmm. The Senate, the House. He put 3 people on the Supreme Court. He's probably going to end up putting 2 more. The motherfucking Alito and Thomas are going to fucking probably retire. Probably going to put in 3 more because Democrats, once again, making the same mistake. Sotomayor won't step down, even though I think she's getting a little push, and she's like, no, I won't resign. She needs to step down now so they can add somebody, right? So he might end up having 3 motherfuckers on the Supreme Court. That is a 9-2 conservative majority along with the House and the Senate. Donald Trump.
Which I don't like.
But listen though, Donald Trump has all the Infinity Stones, at least for 2 years.
Yep.
There's no excuse. Every single thing that happens in this country for the next 2 years is on Donald Trump and the Republicans. So if they fuck up, there's nobody to blame. There's nobody to point to. So all his supporters, Wall Street, everybody, that's going to be the person that they look at. That's going to be the person that they aim at. It's actually the best case scenario if you're a person that doesn't like this administration. Because if they fuck up, it's all on them.
All on them.
So if the economy crashes 18 months after he gets sworn in, if there's wars all over the country, people already got their mind made up. Oh, we don't want 2 more years of this shit.
But if it works out,
it's over.
It's over.
Chris, if it works out,
it won't be a Democratic president for decades.
Decades. It'd be like Reagan, after Reagan, we didn't get another one for what? 8 years?
No, this is your bed though.
12. Yeah, after Reagan, we didn't get another one for 12 years.
Exactly.
It was two terms of Reagan. Then his VP got 4 years. Then fucking came Big Bill.
Big Bill. Generational talent.
Chris, don't let this shit stress you out, man.
Stick man.
Let's pay some bills and then come back and do all means necessary. Chris, don't let this shit stress you out. You're gonna fucking drive yourself crazy.
Come on, brother.
Fine until I walked in here. I haven't read the paper.
We aim to please.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. Salute to Chime, man. Chime. You know, I can think back in the day when I realized I didn't have no credit. Because, you know, it don't matter how much cash you got. If you don't have no credit, you really can't, you know, get anything in this country, especially like a house, right? So I had to figure out what to do with my credit. So I had to go get me a credit card and, you know, charge it a little bit and just pay it off, charge it a little bit, pay it off, just to get my credit right. I'm sure we've all been there. We've all hit a point where we realized it was time to make some serious money moves, take control of our finances. And you can take control of your finances by using a Chime checking account with features like no maintenance fees, fee-free overdraft up to $200, or you can get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, okay? You can learn more at chime.com/idiots. You can join millions of Chime members who are working on financial progress. Chime helps you make progress with fee-free overdraft up to $200. Your next deposit is applied to your balance. Get spotted on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. There are no monthly fees or maintenance fees, and you can withdraw with Chime at over 50,000 ATMs fee-free. Just set up direct deposit in your Chime account. After a qualifying direct deposit of $200 plus, Chime will notify you to enroll in Spot Me. With an activated debit card, Chime will spot you up to $200 when you exceed your balance. Your next direct deposit is applied to your negative balance. Chime never charges fees or interest for using Spot Me. Make your fall finances a little greener by working towards your financial goals with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/idiots. That's chime.com/idiots. Chime feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Spot Me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosure for details. The Brilliant Idiots this week is also sponsored to you by one of my favorite sponsors, Talkspace, man. Listen, you know I'm a big proponent of therapy. Andrew Schulz, he's gone to therapy as well.
Gang.
I feel like just like you take your ass to the gym, you should have somebody to talk to. And I know it can be challenging to find and meet with a therapist that is the right fit, but therapy is something that you absolutely need. And Talkspace is so accessible, okay? You can meet online anywhere you want to. You got the ability to text your therapist when you're going through something. We all know therapy can be costly, but Talkspace is affordable and in-network with most insurance providers. Most insured members have a $0 copay. Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, makes getting the help you need easy, accessible, and affordable. Talkspace therapy and psychiatry are covered by many insurance plans and employers. Most insured members have a $0 copay. You can easily sign up online and get paired with the licensed provider that's the right fit for your needs, typically within 48 hours. You can also switch providers at no extra cost. Talkspace makes getting help convenient because you can take your appointments from the comfort and privacy of your own home. You can even talk it out between sessions by sending messages to your therapist. Talkspace provides personalized treatment for individual couples, the LGBTQIA plus community, veterans, and teens. And as a listener of the Brilliant Idiots podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/idiots and enter promo code SPACE80. Okay? To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/idiots and enter promo code SPACE80 to get $80 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/idiots, promo code SPACE80. Let's get back to the show. Church announcement, Schulz.
I will be in Reno this Friday. We added a second show. Also San Jose, both shows sold out. And then Portland's sold out. Thank you so much. And then the final show of the Life Tour will be Honolulu, Hawaii, the 21st of December. Crazy to wrap things up. DeAndrewSchultz.com for tickets. And I will see you guys all at the special taping Thanksgiving weekend in New York City at the Beacon Theater.
Ready? You ready?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready to do it. I'm excited.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right, man. I'll see you guys there. DeAndrewSchultz.com. Thank you so much. Peace.
My church announcements are really just some thank yous, man. I want to say thank you to all of the kids that I saw last weekend at an event we do called the Thriller Possibility Summit. It's brought to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. My good sister Dolly Bishop, she put this event together because, she went to an HBCU. She went to Winston-Salem. So the beauty of life is, you always say you want to be the adult you needed as a child, and you think about the things that would have benefited you when you were in college. So now that Dolly's in the position to be able to do these things, she created this event called the Thriller Possibility Summit. It's sponsored by Nissan. For the last 3 years, we've flown in 50 students from HBCUs. It's students who major in science, technology, engineering, arts, or mathematics. And we just have a weekend of panels and networking events for them. And, it's just a really, really great event. These are the future leaders of our society, future leaders of our community. So it was just great, seeing all of them, this past weekend. Salute to my guy Marcus and the homie Nyla. Young Nyla. She goes to Alabama State. She majors in engineering. Marcus, he graduated from North Carolina A&T. He told me this past weekend.
Nyla isn't She doesn't.
No,
finish?
this is another Nyla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is another Nyla. Not Nyla Simone. But Marcus told me he wants to be a senator and he wants to be president of the United States of America.
Let's fucking go.
Who am I to tell him that what he can't do?
I love that.
And
I love that.
Nyla, she graduates in May, and she's already got 3 job offers. So salute to Nyla. And I want to thank everybody. I was in Charleston, South Carolina this week as well, because I got a proclamation from the city of Charleston, South Carolina. Salute to the Hope Center. Salute to my homegirl, Latasha Flood. Salute to Mayor William S. Cogwell Jr. Salute to former Mayor Tecklenburg as well, because, the Hope Center does so much work around the homeless in Charleston, South Carolina, man. And, I think November 17th through the 23rd is Hunger. I think it's Hunger and Homeless Week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure about that. I want to get that as proper respect. I'm pretty sure it's Hunger. Yes, Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, November 17th to the 23rd. So it's an annual program where people come together across the country to draw attention to the crisis of hunger and homelessness in America. And so they gave myself and a lot of some other organizations in Charleston, South Carolina, a proclamation just saluting all the work that we do around the unhoused community in Charleston, South Carolina. So thank you.
Go. You have to call them unhoused? Is that like the politically correct?
I think unhoused is the politically
This
correct.
is another example.
I mean, I guess. I don't know why homeless sounds bad. Homeless actually hits harder, to be honest.
Way
with you.
harder.
About unlived, is that?
Unlived sound like you're dead.
Right.
Well, that's to get away with posting stuff online because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I also want to salute Hastoria. All right. Salute to my guy, Raekwon the chef, man. Salute to Bakari Sellers. Salute to our partners, Jed and Josh. We opened up our dispensary in Newark, New Jersey this week. We had the grand opening this past Wednesday. Man, when I tell you it was insane, it was insane. I'm sure y'all saw the video on my Instagram from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. when we opened up. It was just nuts. It was packed inside, long line outside. And, we're open every day, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Sunday. So, man, if you in Newark, New Jersey or surrounding areas, go check out Hastoria. It is a legal dispensary in Newark, New Jersey.
Fire.
Located 799 Broad Street in Newark, New Jersey, man. So, and we got a consumption lounge license as well. So, we building that out. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, in the next
so you could smoke inside.
Absolutely.
Like a little cafe.
Absolutely. In the next few months, it's just a dispensary now, but we building out the consumption lounge part of it. So, man, check it out. Hastoria, Newark, New Jersey, 799 Broad Street. I freaking love Newark. Newark is a beautiful, beautiful city, man. And check it out.
That's great. Good for you.
Let's do some all memes necessary. What we got? What is fuck the legs? Taylor is so crazy with her titles. Taylor's not here this week, by the way. Taylor's in love, man. I don't know how much longer Taylor gonna be around.
Yeah, what's up with Roger?
Roger, man. Roger. Taylor has a boyfriend. His name is Roger. He lives in Rahway. He drives a Range Rover. Votes Republican. Chelsea Handler explains to Kevin Hart why white people don't wash their legs in the shower. Oh, play it. I gotta hear it. You're gonna have to explain your people, Schulz.
I didn't wash my legs yesterday.
Why? Before I hear why Chelsea does, what is your reasoning?
Just laziness, to be honest. Like, I feel like they're getting washed enough. Yeah, the gravity.
Chris, you don't wash your legs either?
I don't wet them either, but they get wet.
You soap up top, and
then it just runs down, yeah.
And the water does the rest.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Why is that disgusting? Like, your legs get wet. The water doesn't hit your legs directly. It just falls down.
Watch me scare Chris. Chris, yes. Meanwhile, on Russian State TV, we're going to play the Chelsea clip in a minute. I saw somebody post this, Julia Davis News. Meanwhile, on Russian State TV, another translated clip of Tucker Carlson and Tulsi Gabbard, introduced by State TV host Vladimir Solovev as our girlfriend Tulsi. After the clip plays, one panelist asks, is she some sort of a Russian agent? The host quickly replies, yes.
I mean,
that's why they stole your identity.
Believe them.
Yo, shout out Tulsi. Thank you for coming to my show at MSG.
That's where I met Tulsi.
That's where you met Tulsi.
I met Tulsi. Yeah, that's why
shout
people
out
think
Tulsi.
I'm MAGA, bro, because of fucking Andrew's audience.
I'm just saying. The whole cabinet has come to the Life Tour. I'm just saying.
The whole cabinet? Really?
No, but like Vivek came to the Ohio one.
But Vic's been on Breakfast Club a couple of times.
Yeah, everything's gonna be good, man.
We hope so. Nobody. Who wants it not to be?
Chris. So his ego could get padded?
I ain't with that. Not at the sake of America. No.
Not at the sake of America, Chris. For real.
Well, I go back to what I said. We're at some point in the future, somebody's going to be right. Somebody's going to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that, we just kind of meet in the middle on it. You know what I'm saying? I hope that it's like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? That's what I would hope. I really want it to be all good.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, but...
No, it's going to be all great.
I hope so. Play the clip.
All right, let's go.
Archer.
White girls don't wash their legs. We've talked about this. White girls don't wash their legs. I go, why do my legs need to be washed? They're fucking covered all day.
very true.
It's not like my legs are going out without me.
It's very true.
And when I take a shower, all the soap from my shower comes down. Tiffany, I had this conversation with too.
So you feel like that's washing. You feel like that.
It's not like my legs are out there gardening all day without me.
So bad.
This is disgusting.
Fucking wash your legs.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't think? No.
What is going on with your legs that they need washing?
It's your body. You wash your body, Chelsea. Your entire body. You don't pick and choose.
I have hot spots. I have hot spots that I wash. I get 1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
And I get those going, and then the 5th is the head, and then everything is fine after that.
No, it's not,
it is.
Chelsea.
That's
I want
like
you to
cleaning in between
Explain,
your
white
toes.
people.
Explain why you wash every part of your body. That doesn't make sense to me.
That makes no sense what you just said.
Like, explain to me. You're like really rubbing down.
I was about to
single-
say you wash your car, but you from New York. You don't have a car.
Yeah, I don't have a car.
Chris, you got a car?
Yeah.
When you wash your car, do you wash every part of your car?
You wash your jeans?
No.
Thank
I
you.
used to,
Thank you, though.
but I don't.
Thank
But
you.
Do you wash every part of your car?
But you
Chris?
wash your shirts?
Yes.
Exactly. You wash your underwear?
Yes.
Exactly. You don't wash your jeans. We don't. Our legs
But
are
I don't
jeans.
wear jeans. It's not like I'm wearing the same pair of jeans
Our
all the
legs
time.
are our jeans, bro.
No, they're not.
Yeah, white people see their legs as jeans.
You
don't wash
you
your
wash
jeans.
your legs? Yeah. Who the
You
fuck
know,
that? Why, first of all, why wouldn't you? That's just weird
This
to go
Florida
like
motherfucker
wash
not
the top
washing
half
his
of your
fuck-
body? What are you, a
really?
minotaur?
You
just wash the top half and leave the horse
Yes,
legs
yes.
fucking disgusting?
Nah, you wash your balls, you wash your asshole, you pick the toilet paper out,
You
and
don't
then
wash
you
your
get
feet?
out the shower. Nah, not really.
What the
I mean,
fuck?
sometimes I do. It depends if I worked out and I'm sore. Like, if I'm sore, I'm not bending down.
I just want to know why you just wouldn't wash your legs. Like, why do you just stop?
Exhaustion.
Really?
Yeah, just pure
Let me
exhaustion.
tell you something.
Tell me.
Washing the legs is an amazing feeling.
You like that?
Yes, man, you should try it. Like when you fucking go down the front and you go down the back. And
Dangerous.
Yeah,
Why?
it's dangerous, bro.
Now you're like,
Some guy could run in butt you while you're washing your ankles.
surface.
I don't know how we got the butt. Ray J comes at a pastor. I don't want to play that clip. I don't care. Okay, Debo. What's okay, Debo? What's okay, Debo? Oh, Debo
yeah.
Samuels. He got on an outfit. He definitely washes his legs. Them legs are,
Pristine.
I mean, yeah, man.
Pristine.
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Debo's outfit.
Neither do I. They wear
know what I'm saying?
spandex.
Like, Debo he's showing shape.
Yo, show it off. You work for it, show it
He's
off.
showing shape.
You
know what I'm
work for it, show it off, yo.
Where I come from, when somebody dressed like that, somebody be like, "Oh, look at you showing shape."
Showing shape.
He's showing shape. You
Go
know what
show
I'm
your
saying?
shit.
He got the cheek. Let me see it one more time. Play
One
that
more
one more
time.
time, man.
One more time,
that
because
one more time.
the legs were glossy.
All I'm gonna simply tell people: don't get mad when guys out here getting bricked up.
That is true. If you're
know
gonna
what I'm
throw it around, you know what I mean? You know what you're doing with the little string
The
dangling.
jacket is fire though.
Yeah, you looking at the jacket, liar.
The jacket fire.
I didn't even know he was wearing a jacket.
The thing I like about the way, look how he's walking though. Like press play, press play, press play. Press play, press play.
It's okay.
Like he got
Sometimes I
the
should.
model walk going. Like
Yeah,
he's walking
yeah,
like
yeah.
he just know he a bad chick.
Yeah,
Go
nah.
ahead, Debo.
My wife got them shoes.
Ooh, bad bitch alert.
Underwear showing a little bit. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he knows what he's
teasing
doing.
people, man.
What teams he play for?
San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, he plays for San Francisco.
San Francisco 69ers.
Oh no, not San Francisco. San Francisco has something in the water, bro.
Willie. Oh my God, yes!
What?
Play Willie Will back again, goddammit.
No, he's not spitting
The
more bars
God.
for us.
Yes.
The greatest rapper
Man,
of all time.
This is
spitting
when you
more
identify
bars.
as a cancer. Yo,
Let
I
me
gotta
see.
show y'all I ain't no motherfucking joke.
Pull up with gang, they gon' turn around and make a toast to me. Straight out of Philly, I came out the gutter, I still hit the city with all of my brothers. I might go to
Press play, man. Press play. You-
steak, cause I got all this bread and butter. They tried to clone me, make it a body double, but I promise it won't be another. I had enough.
Okay, it's okay.
Why y'all doing that to Will? Stop. Yeah. That was hard. Don't front on Will right there, yo.
What?
Don't front on Big
When have I
Willie.
fronted on Will?
That was
was
fire
bars.
just now. That was bars.
They pull up and make a toast to him,
I
bro.
pull up with gang,
Gang,
bro.
gang.
Don't play with fucking Big Will.
They make
man.
a toast for me.
Will ain't no motherfucking
Yo, I need to
joke.
hear the whole song, really.
I don't think he put out a whole song. I
It was
think
just
he did
that
a
little
freestyle.
snippet?
It's just a little snippet.
Golly.
Now, I will say I hear a lot of Joyner Lucas in that.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying, either he's influenced by Joyner or Joyner wrote it, one of the two.
Oh,
but
no.
either way, I like the way Big Willie delivered it, man. That's when you identify as a cancer. You gotta let people know you petty too. Don't play with me, okay?
You think that he was responding to us?
Save all the jokes for me. No, we didn't make no jokes.
We weren't making any jokes at all.
Nah, we ain't make no jokes.
We were agreeing with him, if anything. We were agreeing with him, man.
We ain't make no jokes.
Come
I'm
on.
here for Will's new album. Y'all playing.
When is he dropping it?
I don't know.
Nah, he got the streets need that.
Here's the thing about somebody like Will or anybody nowadays. When you drop an album, what is the point of dropping an album? You're really just doing it for the love of the music, especially if you're rapping right
That's
now.
it.
Because it's really like two people selling records.
Just drop a single and let us dance to it. Let us vibe to it. I mean, Will, man.
That's a good point. Just if I was Will, just put something out
Put some
and see what the fuck
singles
happens.
out. You know what's gonna happen.
What?
He's shutting it down.
You pull up with gang.
Pull up with gang.
Okay?
They make a toast for me.
Everybody that identifies as a motherfucking cancer, start playing with us.
Put your hands in the air.
Let's,
Put your hands in the air if you identify as a cancer.
Click OK Meek. What is OK Meek?
Okay, Meek. That's how I read it.
Play it again. Make sure I don't miss anything. I need a context.
He said, no Diddy gang.
Here's the problem with this clip, right? The problem with this clip is Meek Mill cares too much about what people think. Nobody has mentioned Meek and Diddy in a while.
But he's bringing it up.
In his mind, he thinks everybody is still talking about it. Now, I'm sure when he goes on his timeline, he still sees people getting at him, right? He still sees people saying, oh, you in the Diddy tapes, whatever, blah, blah, this and that. But Meek, nobody gives a fuck, bro. These people are just fucking with you because they can and because they know they cause you to do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? What did you just say, Chris? Thou protest too much?
Thou doth protest too much.
And that's what this looks like. Like, it's like, leave it alone. Like, you don't have to convince nobody of nothing, Meek.
Yeah.
You good out here. You
good. Meek,
Like,
you're back.
The
Meek,
internet
you're back.
fucks with you because the internet knows.
That you identify as no Diddy gang.
yes. The internet thinks otherwise, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it, Meek. Now you just brought this shit back up again
Yeah, that's
for
a good
no
point.
reason.
That's a good point.
Click Ray J Tells All. What is that? What is Ray J Tells All?
I'm hearing about artists paying victims to keep their name out of it.
You know people.
Ray J alleges that celebrities are paying victims to keep quiet about their involvement in Diddy's free calls.
Women, men, whatever, who have said, give me money and I won't talk?
Here's the other way around that, Harvey. I'll give you money, please don't talk.
You are a well-connected guy. Do you know that what you've just described, is that going on now?
Yes. They want to talk to me. They want to talk to me about what happened to them. They call me. They feel like they can trust me.
Wait a minute. Calling you for what? Calling you for what?
Because they want to tell me about certain things that happened with them and Diddy.
Ray, I want to make sure I understand this. Are these high-profile people calling you because they've had some affiliation with Diddy that they don't want to come out, and they think you might be the vessel for it coming out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I don't even know why I just said it, but I said it, so what? Now they gotta be mad. Come get.
Were they specific about what they did with Diddy?
I don't want to say. I think I said too much.
So how soon before the FBI comes knocking on Ray J's door? How soon before the FBI comes knocking on Ray J's door and says, what do you know? What have they told you? Who's told you what? When you get subpoenaed.
Oh, geez.
When you get subpoenaed, whose fault is it? Is it Ray J or Harvey Levin's fault when he gets subpoenaed?
Ray J is a remarkably entertaining guy.
Very, but listen.
But this is getting into federal investigation stuff. And yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
For what reason, Ray? Like you're putting, once again, like I said with Meek, you're putting yourself in something that you don't got no business being in.
Yeah.
Why are you on this show with Harvey Levin? Salute to Harvey. Why are you doing this? Why are you having this conversation that sounds like you could get subpoenaed at any moment?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? And you can't even be mad at Harvey. Harvey's just doing his job. Harvey's asking questions, and Ray J is answering them for whatever reason. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's a tricky one right there. That's a tricky one right there. All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. I need to put you guys on to something real quick. If you are tired of having to worry about the weather ruining your vibe or your kicks, you got to check out the Vessi Courtside Classic. These things are legit waterproof. I'm talking about legit waterproof. Not those sneakers from some famous brands that claim waterproof, then you step in a puddle and your socks are wet for the next 6 hours. This is rain, puddles, whatever New York throws at you and your feet, they're going to be bone dry. You're out there running around all day, grabbing coffee, hitting meetings, running errands, and then boom, straight to dinner. The Courtside Classic's got that vintage 90s look, so you know it's clean, but not I have to baby these clean. It's just stepped in a puddle and they still look fresh, clean. I've been rocking them. I'm telling you, whether it's raining or you just want to flex that retro look, these Vessis have you covered. They transition with you all day from a hoodie and jeans to something fly at night. You don't have to worry about changing shoes or even the weather. Just vibe with them, okay? So if you're looking to stay stylish, comfortable, and totally unfazed by the rain, get yourself the Vessi Courtside Classic. Head over to Vessi.com. That's VESSI.com. Use the promo code IDIOTS for 15% off your first pair of Vessi Courtside Classics. Trust me, your feet will thank you. Now let's do some Asking Idiots.
Let's do some Asking Idiots, man. I want to salute Chris Wallace too, man. Salute to Chris Wallace. You know, I just noticed you and Chris Wallace look alike, Chris Morrow.
Thank you.
Chris Wallace left CNN. I've done Chris Wallace's show on CNN before. He's leaving CNN. He's quitting CNN to build a future in streaming. Yes, the 77-year-old broadcaster said he will instead find a new home on an independent platform, such as streaming or podcasting, which he described as where the action seems to be. He highlighted how podcasters, including Joe Rogan and Charlamagne the God, had set the agenda during the presidential election, but added, I don't flatter myself to think I will have that sort of reach. What do you think? I see, I think that there's a lane for people like Chris Wallace in that space.
I think he's a little bit old. I think his demographic doesn't really listen to pods that much. Really? I still think they watch legacy media, and I think that's what legacy media is, where they're still effective. They're still effective around the people that are, closer to his age.
Yeah, I think you got to do a little bit of both. I think that you should this is what I think people in legacy media should do, and I can say this because I do it every day. And I'm pretty sure they're doing it, but just take your content and put it on these platforms. It's not hard.
Like if I was Chris, what I would do is I would start a pod while also doing legacy media.
Yeah.
And then start to migrate your audience over there.
He's got to have one. Let me look on the podcast. He's got to have one already. Yeah, the Chris Wallace show. Yeah, they play. So it comes on CNN. This is what I would do. I would just keep pushing this. Like keep pushing what you're already doing on CNN. But I also think that a lot of people realize too, especially somebody like Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace probably got his own money already.
That's
you know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying? So
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to wake up every day and fucking go into CNN and do it. I don't want to be at your beck and call. I can do my own thing.
From my house.
Absolutely. I think that's what people are people are seeing more than anything nowadays. Isaiah 9:29, let's do some Asking Idiots. If you could live in any decade of America permanently, what decade would you choose to live in? Easy call.
Go.
Right now.
Has to be.
What's wrong with y'all? Listen, here's the thing. I am 46 years old. I've lived almost 5 decades, okay? Every single decade I've lived in has been the best time. Like every single one. That's the beauty of life. The beauty of life, if you're doing it right, is that things really do get better.
Amen.
And if things are actually getting better for you, you don't have the desire to go back.
Also, if you have kids, you can't live in any decade without them.
That's right.
So
Come on,
it's
man.
not even,
I got 4 beautiful daughters. There's nothing that's greater to me in my life right now than that. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Like there's nothing greater than going home, seeing them get out of school. If I decide to work from home in the mornings, getting ready for helping them get ready for school in the morning, going on family vacations. Like, I love being 46 years old. I love it. I love being with my wife for 26 years, almost 3 decades. Like, I love it. Life is great. I don't want to go back to no decade and live there permanently. No, because we don't know what the future holds. I want to see this fucking golden age.
Now we talking about, hey, the American golden age is upon us,
hope
Chris.
it happens.
It's upon us. Bitcoin at 90K.
Chris don't think so. Chris think the golden age is piss. He think it's urine.
You think it's urine on Svetlana's? That's the hoax you believed about Donald Trump, that he was peeing on Svetlana's.
Oh, this is a good one. Darian Creed. What do you guys think will be the biggest change in the next 4 years?
Just American greatness. Just straight American greatness, American prosperity, everybody getting more money, everybody using less pronouns, everybody happy, less furries, more, sick technology.
What do you think, Chris? Biggest change in the next 4 years?
I don't know. I mean, deregulation, I'm worried about that with everything that's happening, with corporations taking even more control would be my concern.
I agree with that. I think.
What do you think?
I don't know what the biggest change is going to be, but I do see one of the big changes I see in the next 4 years is you're going to have more people identifying as independents when it comes to politics.
Oh, you are.
I think there's not going to be a lot of people that identify as left or identify as right. I just don't. I think people are just going to really. I mean, you saw at this election, people are just going to vote their interests, and they're going to vote for who they feel like best can help with their everyday dinner table desires and needs. And I think it's going to be like that in 4 years as well. I really do. Unless this is one of the greatest administrations we ever see, ever in the history of life, and so many people's, needs get fulfilled. If that's the case, people are going to be voting red for a long time.
Damn right. Probably will happen. And even Chris will probably vote red afterwards and apologize. Apologize.
I've already voted red.
Yeah, my boy.
Oh, this is the good one.
That's how we.
Who'd you vote for, Chris?
You already know. He just said MAGA.
Nah, I mean, local elections, I voted Republican in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. This is a good one. Marcus _ the shop says, all this shit about MAGA being racist, homophobic, and sexist, how can y'all still be friends?
Yeah, how can you be friends with me? How can you, knowing how racist, sexist, and homophobic MAGA is, how can you be friends with me, bro?
Because I don't think you're racist, sexist, and homophobic.
Wait a minute. Are you saying it's possible for people to have an identity outside of the party that they voted for in an election?
Duh.
Wait, what? Charlamagne, this is insane. You're saying you can know me better? You can know me better as an individual after being friends for over a decade than the few issues that I might have supported in an election?
Here's the thing.
This is nuts.
And this is what I tell people all the time. Have conversations with people, right?
Yes.
Andrew will have a conversation with me. Andrew knows how I felt about the Democratic Party. He knows I wasn't supporting Biden, wouldn't endorse Biden. But when I endorsed Kamala, he wanted to know why.
Absolutely.
We would have conversations. We have conversations about why he chooses to endorse Trump. How do I have a conversation?
I didn't endorse Trump, by the way.
Oh, you didn't endorse him, but you voted for him.
I voted for him, yeah. But I did not endorse him. I don't feel comfortable endorsing a candidate to people. I just want them to make the decisions themselves.
That's how I feel. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing.
And I'm going to tell you the issues that like resonate with me. And
right.
please believe, if there was a candidate on the Democratic side, like I have in the past, that tapped into issues that were important to me, I would vote for them. I'm a registered Democrat. But I didn't feel like the Democrats tapped into issues that I cared about, so I couldn't, in good faith, support them. Simple as that.
I think Democrats tap into issues that people care about, but they just don't speak to them. They don't speak to people's grievances the way I feel like
they did, though.
Trump does.
I mean, I think Obama did brilliantly. I think Clinton did brilliantly. Like, I remember growing up and feeling just very proud to be considered a Democrat and come from like this Democrat household.
I was too young for Clinton. So I mean, I know his greatness because I heard everybody else talk about it.
You older than me.
But I wasn't voting in. I don't know, what was that, 94? I wasn't old enough to vote in 94.
He was in there for 2 elections.
Really? I know he was there for 2 terms. When he came out, when was his last term? 2000. Yeah, I didn't vote till Obama.
It still felt cool.
78, 98. And when the fuck did how old was I in 2000? 22?
24? 26?
No, hell no.
27?
I was 22.
22? But yeah, I guess the point is like, you just felt like, at least when I was growing up, I was like, okay, we're the cool ones. We're progressive. You know, we support gays. We support diversity. Like,
Bill was about that. I don't know if Bill supported the gays.
Nobody supported the gays back then.
Because Obama didn't. Obama's the one who made gay marriage legal.
Right. But like, nobody supported them back then, but we supported them more than the Republicans for sure. And I just felt, I don't know, I felt progressive and I felt cool and I felt we were like pushing America forward and it was this great thing. And
then it was Obama.
Same thing. Obama, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's generational. Is just amazing. And it was tapping into the things as maybe a young person I really cared about.
Well, you had you had 8 years of Bush Jr. too, though, after Clinton.
Yeah, and that Bush I didn't resonate with. You know, what he was talking about I didn't resonate with. And keep in mind, I'm from New York.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody that made that election about safety and security and terrorism, that kind of stuff. Like, I thought either president would have made sure that things were safe and secure. So, yeah, I thought the Democrats just entirely lost their base and they didn't have a way to communicate to the people in the United States of America that they were going to help with them with their problems. They only kind of gaslit them about it. And they weren't going to touch on any like the social oddities that they've come to embrace, which were obviously annoying to me.
They actually tried to just avoid them this time around.
Avoid
and you
it.
can't avoid them after you gave it. You gave us so much of it. You can't just act like these things didn't happen. That's why, you know, they should have spoke to the anti-trans commercial. You know, I responded to it in some way. You can't just act like it didn't happen.
Yep. Sweep under the rug.
Let's do 2 more, man. This is a good one. It's crazy. People are noticing that we are the 2 greatest political pundits walking the face of the earth today.
Can we just say one time, we just need to shout out Fox News because they are the only platform on the planet that knows for a fact that we do a podcast together.
They do. They post so much stuff.
They post us nonstop, and they now post us as their co-hosts of the Brilliant Idiots podcast. They're the first platform to do that. There is somebody assigned to listen to this podcast at Fox News. Shout out to whoever you are. DM us. We want to talk to you, okay?
Well, I talked to Joseph over there. Joseph, I be doing stuff with Joseph.
But there's got to be like an intern that they have that's basically there to just listen to Brilliant Idiots. And I assume that they were assigned to that so that they could hear you say things so that they could clip. But then, you know, just so it turns out that like the other guy on Brilliant Idiots is the, you know, second most important political pundit in American history. So, in current, not history, but like in
modern
day times. Yeah.
And also, they're very fair. You know, that clip that people took out of context where they tried to say whatever the fascist thing was, Fox got it absolutely right. Charlamagne notes how Dems stopped calling Trump fascist after he won, how much of it was just politics. And they quoted what I said, and they referenced Biden's speech. In brief remarks Thursday, Biden said he congratulated Trump on his victory and assured that his entire administration would work to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. He emphasized unity and spoke about political campaigns as a contest of competing visions that the country chooses between. This was a stark departure from Biden's rhetoric about Trump and his supporters being a threat to democracy are garbage as he campaigned in the final weeks of the election for Harris. I'm just asking the goddamn question.
You can't tell me that this is the end of democracy, and then when they win, go, hey, best of luck with everything, and we hope it works out, and everything.
You know who else asked that?
Who?
Fox News senior White House correspondent Jacques Heinrich questioned White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre about this change in rhetoric from Biden, recalling that this administration messaged to millions of Americans that they're going to wake up the day after the election if Trump won and have their rights stripped away, that democracy would crumble, and the president said today we're going to be okay. Like, why can't you ask those questions? Why does that make me a hypocrite?
Well, because people think that now you are saying the same thing, that now you think it's going to be okay. What your messaging is, I hope Trump,
it's okay.
I hope it's okay, and I hope Trump doesn't do those things that he said
That's right.
he would do, which I think is a very important slice.
The jury is still out.
Let's see. Let's hope he doesn't.
To be more like me, basically.
Yes. Double. You see, that's right.
Yo,
Chris
low
is
key,
right, though.
Low key.
Chris
shout
is
out,
right.
Shout out Chris. Yo. Hey, shout out Chris.
I'll say this again before we finish. My point is, hey, I don't want him to be a fascist. I don't want the country to go to shit. I don't want any of these things to happen. But the jury is still out. But I'm also not,
Oh yeah, your mic fell. You can just finish it while talking into it.
But I'm also not the president of the United States of America, nor am I the vice president of the United States of America.
Facts.
If your rhetoric was that strong and you told people that the day after the election, your rights would be taken away from you, you can't just move on, bro. That's all I'm saying. Final question from Cesar A. Ramirez. Fantastic, brilliant, idiots question. You rather switch genitals with your wife and only she knows, or keep the meat but grow double D's?
Oh, fuck. No, I got to keep the meat. I can't have a pussy. That's crazy. That's
Do I get a period?
Crazy. That's crazy. Even if you had no period, you can't have a pussy between your legs.
No,
bro.
but do I get everything? If I got to get the period and get pregnant and all that, I don't want that.
No pregnancy, no period, but you got a pussy instead of dick.
So I just got the cyborg joint.
That's it. You got the Caitlyn.
Okay.
Okay.
No, Caitlyn still got the meat. Caitlyn still got the meat.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
Caitlyn
enough. Fair enough.
If I got just me a little pocket pussy where I don't get pregnant and I don't get periods.
But you don't have dick.
Because now your wife got the meat.
You're not about to get fucked by your wife, son.
But it says only y'all know.
No.
We would have to be together.
No.
Till death do us part.
No, you get them titties, bro.
Through sickness and in health.
Get them titties, bro.
Nah, man, you can't walk around with titties.
Yeah, you can.
Nah,
Throw a hoodie on.
no.
You look like Bill Belichick.
Nah, because then you look trans.
Shit, no, you don't. You just look fat. Gain weight.
No, with titties?
Titties is strapping
like
down.
with your frame right now with double D's, bro.
I would get thicker. I'm taking
the pussy, man.
No, you're not, bro.
Pussy, give me the vagina, man. Nah, give me the vag.
Stop it.
I'm taking the vag.
Nah, you're crazy for that.
Take
one.
the vag.
You're
Wife, give me the dick.
Crazy for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Wife, give me the dick is insanity.
I'm gonna let her hit it from the back.
You gonna suck on it?
Shit.
Yeah.
God damn. I didn't think about that part.
What you need to do is keep your dick, and then when she's giving you head, you just hit her on the top of the head with your double D titties. You be like, pop, pop, pop.
Oh, man.
Pop, pop.
But see, that'll cause a divorce.
Why?
Because I ain't giving no head, bro.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I can't give no head,
I can't
bro.
even suck my dick.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Technically, it's your dick, but I
man.
can't do that.
Oh, see, dumb.
Nah, bro. You fuck shit up with this question,
Rather
Caesar.
switch genitals with your wife and only she knows, or keep the meat but grow double D's. I can get the double D's removed, though.
But then it's not really. You got to keep them for an amount of time.
I don't want no titties, man.
You would be fine with titties, bro. It
Now you
is what it
Flame
is.
Monroe. Shout out to Flame Monroe.
End the pod. End the pod
Shout out
right
to
now.
Flame.
End the pod right
As
now.
always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Peace.